Thank you for joining us. This is Q Unlimited. Yes, that's your website.
That's no my website. You can find me by doing a search for Henry Oliveras, Oliveras, or Holistic Therapies and Fitness Program.
Now we're talking about just what you always wanted to know, and I'm afraid to ask: CHI and the metaphysics of CHI. It sounds deep.
It is. It's deep, and it's what's interesting is that. We experience it every day, and it's so commonplace that we don't see the magic in our lives because it's so cluttered. Our lives are just so cluttered with having to,
Speak for yourself.
Speaking for myself.
Yes. And this is an uncluttered set?
It's an uncluttered set.
Yes, this is an uncluttered
But
set.
even you're cluttered. We were talking earlier.
I am?
Yeah. You have things going on that are pulling you here and pulling you there.
I do?
Everybody does, yes.
I live a very simple life.
Okay, I'm not going to expose you on TV.
Yes, no, you can. You can. No, the audience is expecting.
Okay, well then I will expose. These lights are killing me though. I will expose you.
Or move around.
No, I'm a fitness instructor, so I've had enough moving for the day. I'm sitting.
I'll do the moving for both of us.
Thank you. Well, maybe later on we'll do some moving.
Yes.
Well, for instance, your relationship, the relationship you're in now, the intimate relationship you're in now.
Oh.
And yes, but there's always a pull and a push and a wonder and a question, and nobody really quite gets in sync. And when you finally do, it's about 2 minutes, and then you're off and running. And then there's all of this behind that.
The difficulty of being close to someone.
Difficulty of being
we're
close
not
to
like the
someone.
people in the audience. They've got it down. They know how to be themselves and be with someone else at the same time.
And they do
It's
it
so
really, really
wonderful
well.
That they figured it out, and we're
And they
learning,
do it.
and we're older than them. Yes.
we can only hope that the world will not soil them into
Becoming like us.
not us, but.
No.
So why don't you have a seat? You're really hurting my neck.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is about metaphysics of CHI. The first thing is you ask for what you want,
You
which
ask
is not
for
so
what
easy.
you know. First, you have to know what you want.
Maybe we'll move closer and we can give...
Let's move closer.
Hello, this is very cheap.
No, I'm gonna go right here.
Oh, okay, we can do it like this. Does this...
That's very. What's the name of that band? It reminds me of a video. Now, if you go back and I go forward, it'll really hook it up.
This is very... I'm getting this close. Hello, Elizabeth. Donald. Gail. Oh, my. How have you been?
Can you smell them? I can smell them.
Elizabeth is like a rose, like one of these, like the Beatrice in heaven, just zoom.
Okay, now we're getting subliminal. Come on back here, Michael.
Oh, bye. I'm listening to it. Yes. Okay. Let's make compromise. You come a little closer.
No, I'm good here. I like it.
Wow.
It makes me feel good here. It's good chi.
So you can tell who's the top dog in this village very quickly.
All right.
Okay.
So let's talk about asking for what you want. The problem with asking for what you want is obviously cultural and filial. You learn what you need and what you want from life from the people around you. If you just looked at the essentials and asked for that and looked for that, things would be much simpler. But we come into the world, our parents and the people around us show us that, well, you want to have this possession, that possession, this possession, and you want to possess this person. In many cases, that's what a relationship distorts into.
To
possess them.
You now want to control them.
You want to control
I do.
them, or you want to turn them into your
finally
image.
At this advanced age, maybe.
And you're lucky you got through it this lifetime.
Yes,
you know?
I'm not sure, but maybe in the third year of our relationship, with my sweetheart threatening to leave at any moment, I somehow relinquished control a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to cry now.
No, but that's it. You cry.
Yes. Oh, we have a very sympathetic audience too. Like you're not.
Let's hear it from the audience.
Yeah. No, but it's actually wonderful in a way. In some ways, it's freer.
It is freer
To not know.
as long as there's conversation.
But the central problem is the question of we've both said this, that the energy flow between us is not good. Much as we love each other and are very kind to each other, and that's probably a problem, not the problem of people in the audience. Sometimes being nice, you're not true to your gut.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very hard. And if you're true to your gut, you're not always nice.
Yeah.
That's a very hard challenge. Gut versus head. I was having a song. I'd rather be a liver than a brain, but you really have to be both, which is hard, very hard. But Q might give us some hints.
Give us some hints.
Yeah.
Well, we have to look at what is it that we want. You have to know yourself. In the beginning and end of it, you have to take time to really question your values, really question the things that you think that you need, really question the values of the people around you and what they're imposing on you as to what it is.
Yes, I thought I had to be a man.
You see, and that's a misconception.
Very
a relationship.
Very.
A relationship is a partnership.
No, but I thought I had to be in a certain way, and I couldn't be not know. Like I'm a teacher, and I'm very good at teaching, and so I'm in this new group, Finnegan's Wake group. We read James Joyce, and I'm not the teacher, and the people there are smarter than me about this, and I don't know quite know how to be. And so I'm just learning it is okay to not know. And that helps the energy flow.
I had the very great fortune of being in the presence of a great Qigong master, lives up in the hills in China. And whenever he finished something, he would do this thing with his hand and come out like so. And somebody asked him what it meant. And he said the most beautiful thing, he said, perpetually a student. And I think if we walk into that, you know.
Like this?
Yeah, it was something like this and like that. But if you walk into everything that you do like that, you're rarely disappointed because you're not looking for something to happen. You're trying to live in the moment, and you're going with the flow.
Yes, you're being a teacher. It sounds like you're being the teacher at this moment.
At this moment, what you asked me to explain.
Yes.
So there's going to be some teaching involved.
I'm slowly learning to be. It's hard in a relationship to be the student rather than.
And I understand what you mean. Somebody's always going to take the lead, but if each person understands the responsibility of each one to be teacher and student, if only by example, and to keep the lines of communication open, things grow a lot better. But at the core of it, it's what energy did you take on? What energies? Who stole your power when you were growing up? Who took your throne away and said to you, "This is the throne you need to sit on"?
Sing that song when we were kids. Instead of "Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar," if they ask us, "Who stole your power?" Wow, that'd be it. It's in kindergarten.
And I can see in your eyes out there that you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes. Who stole your power?
Who stole your power? Who told you that you were ugly, that you were stupid, that that's not the way to do things?
Yes.
Each one of us is a flower.
Well, I took it in because I wanted to be like a man.
You want to, and you
that
want
got in the way.
And it's acceptance.
Really got in the way.
Yeah, you want to be accepted.
And when I was young, you weren't allowed to be gay. Because I'm 72 now.
In many places today, you're not allowed to be gay.
It was against the cosmic law. So I was afraid not to come on "Hi there. How are you today?" Honest, I would practice walking. I'm not making this up. I practiced walking so I would be straight. How's that?
It looks wonderful.
Yeah. And then I got a big break because the women's movement came in. And it was, instead of being a wimpy guy, I was a sensitive man. It was so cool. You're reaping the benefit of this now. But it was so cool. But even then, I still tried to be more in control than I was.
Well, I think when relationships break down to that, I think the lines blur. So there's some danger in there. I think that there's a reversal of the way things are in relationships that kind of is a little bit out of balance.
So how was the chi between us at this moment?
Good. You and I always have great chi.
Yes. So it's going.
There's always a nice interplay.
So what does it really, really mean? Chi between us. Yes, that's a fancy word. Maybe if we as an energy, would we use that? Energy has a gi in it. Energy.
We can certainly say it's an energetic thing. Absolutely.
And what's the difference? I'm sure there's a difference. Chi is like life force.
Chi is it loosely said it's a life force.
And how would be more precise about it? Words have a lot of power.
The word chi, it's a character. It's a picture.
Yes.
And it's a picture of a pot with steam coming out of it. So it's something that's supposed to be insubstantial. You can feel it, you can experience it, but you can rarely touch it.
Like in the Kabbalah, it's Ein Sof, something that's without end, unlimited, and life force.
I stray away from saying unlimited, but I will say that we experience. I will say that we experience it all the time, and that you can touch with it and grab with it and move things with it at all times, and I can feel that. like, I guess the greatest example I could give, and I'm sure everybody's been in this situation, you're in a crowded room, somebody either really likes you or really hates you, they're staring at you from behind, and you swear somebody's touched you. You turn around, and that person is staring at you from across the room, and it still feels like they're touching you. They're touching you. It's real. Wait, this is important. Don't interrupt this one. This is real. It's important that people recognize this, because it's something that happens every day. The evil eye, it's real.
So now, as we're looking at each other,
As we're looking at each other, there's goodness coming through the eyes.
there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot more. See, I'd usually be afraid to really look.
Okay. Let's talk about that. The only reason a person would be afraid to really look is either because they don't have enough energy within themselves. They don't know themselves well enough to present themselves through the eyes.
Or I'd be afraid of being found out. That I'm not who I pretend to be.
Or you're not who people
more
perceive
scared,
you as.
More scared.
Absolutely,
Even
absolutely.
now I can feel.
Absolutely. But
Looking in the
that's
eyes.
all. But
If
that's
I'm
all
doing this,
attraction.
but yes.
But I have no presumption of you, and so it makes it easier. I accept you for who you are and who you're not, every moment.
Yes.
And I realize that you're going to unfold as we go, and I
Yes.
accept that.
I can feel the fear now as I look in your eyes. For me, mine, and that's different from just I was performing in a way before, and now it's way. This happens with me with people I'm close to too. Way different.
Yeah, I felt the shift.
Way different, and I feel like crying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, all these feelings, I don't know what they are, but they'll, and I'm used to overriding them.
Mm.
And now I'm decided not to do that.
Yeah, don't. I mean, you have to explore them. I mean, clearly you have to do it in a safe environment.
Yes.
But again, we run back around to that thing. The whole point of meditation and reflection is to understand yourself, is to take all these little things like that and run it back. Run it back. Where did this come from? How many times have I done this? How many times am I going to continue to do this before I drive myself crazy?
And I don't even know what's going on. I'm learning that that's okay.
But the very fact that you recognize it, diagnosis is half the cure. If you recognize something
and not fighting it.
And not fighting
and
it,
saying,
now
okay.
You can look at it and work with it and transform it.
Yes,
like you just did.
In a safe situation. Yes,
In a
it's
safe
hard
situation.
if-
The fear comes in when you think that somebody is going to, smack your hand for being human or for being you.
What I found, I found that women who say they want to be with sensitive men, who share their feelings,
Mm-hmm.
when I started to really share them, they didn't like that. Because it wasn't what they had in mind.
It wasn't,
It
yeah,
was
and you're right.
Too
But-
much of a baby, maybe? Too needy? I'm just learning it's okay to be needy.
It is.
Wow.
It is, but understand, when a person is needy, it's because, again, they haven't examined themselves. They haven't taken a realistic view, an accounting, taking their emotions and putting it over here and saying, well, if I were an accountant,
why
let's
don't you
make a list.
Could you talk about yourself? I mean, I'm trying to, I'm sharing me now, so could you, if you'd like to, where are you at this moment?
Where
What
am
are
I
your
at this
feelings?
Okay.
Or if you're looking in my eyes, what do you see, feel, both in yourself first and then maybe me?
For myself, when I look in your eyes, all I'm doing is sending myself to you. I'm not really paying attention to what you're sending to me, because I do feel that there's some reservation there. But the fact that I continue to send it makes you feel safer.
You're sending, it seems to me, very beautiful energy.
And that's the point. You perpetuate the energy that you bring into the world. What you create every day. So if you get up in the morning and you say, my life sucks, I've got to go to work, I hate my job, this is what you're perpetuating. This is your personal hell.
And you've been there.
I've been there many times.
But not anymore, though.
No, only within the last 6 months.
Yes. So you want to say
The
tell us
divorce,
why?
you can say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was a divorce a good thing? Absolutely, it was.
It hasn't quite happened yet,
It
right?
hasn't quite. No, on the 29th of this month.
Wow. So
Yeah.
call me if you want.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll call you guys too.
Maybe
You
I'll
come and support me.
take you out to Legal Seafoods to celebrate.
Ooh, I'm calling you.
Okay,
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a good example. The chemistry was good. It was a good friendship, but there was just a couple of things missing. And in my case, 10 years older with a lot more experience, the same as you. You become teacher because you have more experience. So it was great, and we're separating on really good terms. We're still pretty good friends.
Yes.
It didn't go ugly. So in that respect, I'm very lucky. But for both of us, that break gave us a chance, and is giving us a chance to grow in a way that we couldn't grow together, because we perpetuated patterns that held us in place.
Yes, I understand that well.
So it was an act of love on both of our part to say we need to separate so that each of us can grow. Does that mean we're going to get back together later? Who knows?
Oh, so you might still be hoping.
I don't hope anything. I am living my life one day at a time. There are a lot of beautiful people out there that want to see me and spend time with me. I teach classes all over. I have a full life, so a relationship isn't foremost in.
And although we can advertise for information's sake to find out Q's classes, to find out what about them, they should go to.
If you, it's a long email, a long website. Just do a search for Henry Oliveras or Holistic Therapies and Fitness Programs. It'll take you to my bioenergy movement and something.
Oh, just Henry Oliveras.
Henry Oliveras.
Oliveras.
So
you had olives in your past?
Oh yeah, well I love olives.
Yes.
Well, my father was Italian, and he's Olivera, and it means tender of the olive fields.
Yes,
absolutely, yes. So
what's the relationship between? Because I've discovered I need to be true to my feelings in order not to mess up the life force or the chi. And if I'm sad, or lonely, or angry, or loving beyond my, really loving.
Which you always are to me anyway.
Which is something, no, but I'm really loving that can scare me too. Like I was with some beautiful woman and I couldn't speak. And sometimes with my sweetheart, she's too beautiful and I lose power because I don't know how to be that way yet. But if I can be okay being amazed and not knowing how to be, I could be that way with you too, actually, because you've got a lot.
Well,
then my life force doesn't shut down. But if as soon as I'm trying to be what is not true at the moment, then I'm doing violence to my life force.
And that's exactly right. I think what happens is people become afraid, especially in a society where you're not allowed to be, to live full volume, so to speak. And I think I say bravo. I mean, if you've experienced that with anything, bask in the beauty of that moment. They're so rare. They come so rarely. And if you have that, certainly if you can dissect what's going on and get to the core of it and come to a place where you can just be a witness and kind of like, look at the moon for the first time, enjoy that moment, absolutely. And that's good chi.
So for you now, your gut and your heart, what are they communicating?
For you?
No, for you, what is
in life?
Just at this moment.
At this moment.
People in the audience.
I'm really happy to be able to talk about this with your audience, with you, with the audience in the room. I think it's an important message. That's been.
And your heart is open. Do you feel it?
Oh
open?
yeah, my heart.
I have to remind myself to open my heart.
Well, I don't have any. I've gone through the whole thing, and I'm very comfortable with who I am, and I'm very comfortable with the information I have, and I've proven it time and time again, and others have proven it for me, through their experiences. So, I have no reason not to have my heart open. But in the whole purpose behind exercises like qigong or tai chi, it's a nice system, but it really is a martial art first. But the whole point of these kind of holistic meditations and yoga is to rebalance yourself. And what I see is a lot of people that are teaching these exercises don't have a good command of traditional Chinese medicine. So there are exercises and meditations and visualizations and sound work that could help you progress, if only by placing a vibration in the body that will continue to galvanize you as well as eliminate what's already in there. Because we hold on to this. We hold on to everything.
So what would be, you want to tell us, we have time actually,
we have a whole hour.
Yeah, and we have another half hour after.
Okay.
You want to show us an exercise of?
Sure, I'll show you this is a fantastic exercise. All right, so
And you don't feel obliged, but you're welcome to join us with this exercise if you want to.
Come on over.
Wow! Look at
But the
wow.
tall people got to
Look
go
at
in the back, though.
Yeah.
Welcome our audience.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna make this short and sweet. The vertically endowed, please. Can you come in over here with me? And can you go behind her,
Yeah.
Michael?
I
Yeah.
can
So
go.
we've got 2 and 2, and everybody can be
I'll be
seen.
behind you.
All right,
Yes.
perfect.
Okay, there we go.
So this is going to be a very simple exercise. Okay, let's talk about the large intestine. Now, when we talk about the large intestine, we talk about something that takes in, breaks down. It's also part of the immune system, and it holds, right? And it squeezes to take things out. Now, when you talk about large intestine energy, you're talking about the same thing for emotions and for energy. So we're going to go through this exercise. It's going to target the stomach meridian, which runs up through here. And in this way, we're going to improve digestion. This is also very good for your triple warmer, the upper, middle, and lower body. So if you've got cold hands or cold feet or you get cold fast, this will warm you up.
And let's just if you wouldn't mind, and you can have your stage names if you want to, but you can tell our audience your
I'm
name.
Jane.
I'm Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, could you guys step back a little bit more?
Yeah.
And you're going to run into this chair.
Okay.
All right, so, and the reason I'm pulling this back is we're gonna squat a little bit. So first we're gonna put our mindset in place. We're gonna put our hands on our lower tummy, right below the belly button, and just warm that area up, and just a little warm, and then back to the kidneys, and warm up your kidneys. Okay, so the next image is, I find imagery is very important because it sets a tone for the movement. So, the image is that we are in a field and there is either your favorite vegetable or favorite fruit growing on the ground. So we're going to begin this exercise by cultivating energy, circling the hands round like so. We're taking in energy from the universe, and then we're going to push our hips back, bend, and rest our bodies on our thighs. And just hold that. As if you're picking up fruit or a watermelon, we're going to push the knees forward, then push the hips forward, so we got a little bit of a back bend already, and then we're going to lift at the chest level. So already the vertebrae have opened up, and if you're watching everybody's face, you can see that there was literally an energetic movement happening. Mm-hmm. We're going to take this and we're going to ingest. The fingertips are at the mouth and the jaw level. We're going to wiggle our fingers to try to get some sensation at the gum line. Then we're going to bring our hands up, our elbows up, and create a pyramid with our hands at the throat chakra. And we're going to open this up, and the image is dissolving. So open, 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 open. We're going to open the chest, massaging the heart and lungs, and as if you're hugging, taking in love and compassion from the universe, bring that to your heart. The palms are going to go down, and now we begin to assimilate and digest. We're going to process down the stomach line, go around the waist or the daimai. The heel of the hands are behind us. We're going to go on our tiptoes and push down, eliminate. 1, 2, 3,
Wow.
and relax. And you can feel like something's leaving when you do this.
Wow. 2 minutes. 3 minutes to go for the
Okay,
first half.
all right, so we're not going to do that again. I'm going to say thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, and before you go, what did you feel?
Definitely movement. Yeah, it was just eating all that fruit out there, and it felt it moving through, letting go of energy. It was awesome.
Yeah, I felt the same. It was kind of like I was feeling heavy because of the food I out there, and then now it's just like more.
And it was
more
only
limber.
and it was only one pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you did that for 20 minutes or a half hour?
Yeah.
Do you feel warmer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Right away. Okay,
Definitely.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Shall we? And I think we're pretty much done for this next set.
We
waiting
still have 2.5 minutes.
for 2.5 minutes.
What
Well,
else?
you know what? Why don't you guys come back and let's run through that one more
Wow,
time.
great. Yes.
Okay, ready?
2 minutes to go now. Yes.
So, again, imagine. Okay, we have to put a separate image into your minds. All right, when we think of the universe, we think. I'd like you to think of gathering stars. So gather the stars, right, and the sun and the moon, And we're going to bring it to here, palms up. We're going to bring our hips back so that the lumbar region is now opening up. Oops, now opening up like that. And we're going to bend and rest on those. Now, if you're really flexible, you can bend down all the way. And then pick it up a little bit. The knees go out. The hips go out. Bend back. And lift at the chest. Good. And ingest. And wait till your mouth starts to water. So your hands want to be right by your mouth. Good. No. Right there. It's an energetic connection. Separate the fingers and wiggle. And when you start to feel something in the mouth or around the mouth or the lips, you know you're ready to go. We're going to go to the throat chakra.
60 seconds.
And dissolve. Open the chest. Gathering energy from the universe, love and compassion.
Wow.
And press down. And eliminate pushback. And come up on your toes. Draining and then relax. It's nice, huh?
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you,
Thank
Q.
you.
You invented that?
Oh, there's nothing new under the sun. I realized it.
Yeah.
I'll say I realized it. I don't like the word invented.
Right.
It's
So
too
let-
presumptuous.
For our next half hour, I'd love to talk about focus on the intestines.
Absolutely.
Because that's a huge challenge for me and my friend.
Okay.
Of how to live from our gut, not just from our head.
Okay. We can
Stay tuned. Elizabeth, Gail, Donald.
Peace.
Hi. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chris. Yes.
Thank you.
Jane. My goodness. Okay, we're going to say goodbye now. I'm not going to even touch that. 3 more minutes, we're on again. So we can still do. This is being recorded, Q. So we can talk, even though our audience won't see it for the next 2.5 minutes. I love those exercises.
Well, yeah. Somebody keeps telling me I need to put videos together, but I don't have $1,000 to put one
We have
together.
this will be a
No, I mean,
beginning.
yeah, well, definitely a beginning.
Yes.
Definitely a beginning.
So now you were interested very much in a conversation about metaphysics and chi.
Well, we started that.
And what moved you to want to talk about it? Are there questions you have?
I don't have questions.
Oh,
Yet. I'm still, developing, but
Yes.
yeah. But no, I just want to share what I have,
Oh, I
what I
see.
know and what I found out, and
mhm.
through different modalities and what have you, and how I've looked at rather who's doing what and where it comes from. What are the similarities?
So one of the central challenges in my life, and this is off air, but it's being recorded, is I was force-fed as a child.
Mm.
They would hold me, my father told me he'd hold me down, and my mother would force food down.
Oh, jeez.
And only after, because they wanted to feed me every 4 hours, and good for me, after the 4th hour, I refused to eat. Can't control me.
Well, but you see what's going on with in your life with your relationships is a direct line to that. Because now you're being forced to take in nourishment in the worst possible ways from people that you love and trust. How could you trust anybody after that?
I haven't.
A child doesn't know.
No, I'm learning. I mean,
Yeah.
my present friend is more trustworthy than anyone else I've been with.
Thank you.
Mm.
I'm assuming that's me.
No, actually I wasn't, but I was talking about Michelle. But anyway, I remember holding her hand and being scared and walking and saying, "Oh my, I can trust her."
Mhm.
I mean, I knew things would come out of her because she was,
Of
you know,
course.
extremely, maybe excessively kind, like me. You know.
Yeah, well, I find that to be true. I think a nice balanced approach is the best way. I find that people that come in and rush into things too quickly usually fade away real fast. They don't fade, they like disappear from your life. And people who come in nice and slow and like snow on the ground softly, they tend to last.
Oh my.
You know.
I've been trying to go eat that, yes. So, digestion has been a big challenge for me. Like when I left home, I couldn't read and eat at the same time. Or watch television and eat.
Okay.
Or listen to, because I need to devote my entire attention to eating. I can do it in conversation with people.
Mhm.
So, if I eat badly, my chi energy is gone. We're on 5, 4, 3. Thanks to Christina and Lindsay, we are here. Yes. Yes. Welcome back to Lloyd
We're
Smith.
back.
This is Life in America. Hi, Lloyd.
Lloyd. Peace, brother.
Yes. Chi. And I bet you don't know where the word metaphysics comes from.
No, I don't. Explain it to me, Lucy.
So Aristotle, the second greatest philosopher, a student of Plato, and a teacher of Alexander the Great, Aristotle wrote a book, Physics, about how the laws of nature, and then he had another book after that, Thinking About Life, and the word meta means after. We just put it in his collected works. It was the book after physics, so that's why it was called metaphysics.
So it's almost like quantum physics.
Because
It's just a new invention and a thing. Quantum physics is like the. I don't even really know how to explain what quantum physics is.
quantum physics is, all of a sudden they discovered that things aren't definite, they're probabilities. Your whole body is just a wild dancing energies that most probably will turn into Q, but there's always possibilities it'll turn into another personality.
Sounds a lot like sorcery, doesn't it?
It could be like Kabbalah too. You could have your
Kabbalah.
wisdom come out, or your,
I think
or your beauty come out. You don't.
I think that there's wisdom in all books, and whether they're evil books or religious books. It's all the human condition. It's all part of the human condition, and it's all magic.
So, let's go back. Can we go back to intestines? Or not?
Why, you gotta go to the bathroom?
No. I wanted to really
Sure,
focus.
we can. The intestines.
How to live from my gut.
Okay,
How to
sure.
live.
We can talk about.
I'll give you
the
one
intestines.
tiny example. I'm at this Finnegan's Wake group, and I'm finally learning it's okay not to be the teacher. And I'm feeling, that good energy when things are flowing, even though I'm not doing much, but it feels peaceful. And the man next to me says, "Hey, let me tell you about a party that was going to be happening with this group, and I really want to be listening to the group. He's being very kind to me, and telling me there was something I missed." And as usual, I override my gut, which wants to be listening, and listen to him, and then it clenches up. And then I lose my flow, because I wasn't true to what I was really feeling at the moment. I could have said, "Thank you so much, and you tell me later," somehow. I don't know how to do that. I'm very used to overriding and not even knowing what's going on. So I would wonder, from your wisdom, what you would have to say about how to live and be true to our gut.
Well, once again, we go back to breath work, body movement, and reflection, and and labeling is very important. Again, the fact that you know this, that you've realized this, it's a big step. It's a humongous step. So it depends. When a person has come to the stage you're at now, the only way to override it is, as I said before, is to really reflect on it, see where it comes from. When I say reflect on it, think about it and see what memories pop up on their own. So it isn't that you're saying, "Well, what happened?" No, you're probably not going to get the answer that way. What you're going to do is say, "What's happening here?" and let the pictures themselves, tell you what happened. For instance, I'm going to tell you an interesting story. I had a reoccurring dream as a young man that I would fly into a church a few feet off the ground, go to the altar, turn around with my arms extended, still floating in the air, and then I would dream of a spiral staircase that would go up. I had this for years, and I said, "Well, what do I have? A Jesus Christ complex, or do I think I'm?" And then one day before my mother passed, she said, "When you were a little boy, we went by a Pentecostal church, and I had you all dressed in this little white sailor outfit, and when you heard the music, you pulled away from me, ran down the aisle, danced in the middle of the altar, and then ran up a spiral staircase." So we really kind of have to examine, not just our dreams, but the memories that come when we're in the middle of something. When there's trauma, why are you freezing up? What's that? Because I'm sure it's activating some memories, and you need to take a moment and examine them.
You mean not only just know that I was not being true to my gut at the time?
Why aren't you being, and what memories and what visuals and what scents and what smells are you getting from that experience? There's a trigger. What happened triggered something.
Yes.
That trigger sifts down to either visual, audio, or taste.
Oh, I see. So I could go back to all the time.
And you don't have.
It's not just the moment.
But what I'm, yeah, but
all
what
the
I'm saying
times
is,
I wasn't true to it.
it's the wrong thing to do is to try to control it and say, no, take the memories, take the pictures, take the feelings, sit with them. Yeah, you see, sit with them, and it's ugly work. You know, people say to me when they come to me for body work, they go, well, how long is it going to take for me to get back to the way I was? And I usually say, well, how long did it take you to get here? And they say, well, this is 15 years in the making. And I say, well, if we're lucky, it'll take us half that time if you're diligent.
So if I'm 72 now, you know, when I'm 108, I'll have this down?
Again, I'm being grossly general here, but it depends on the condition of the person,
Yes.
and whether or not they come to a place where they can realize where they are, where their station is at that moment. For you, I wouldn't say it was going to take you that long. I mean, you're changing. In the last few months, you've changed tremendously.
Yes, in what ways?
You're a lot looser. You're a lot more accepting.
You helped?
I did.
Yes.
Well, I don't presume to.
Yes.
I don't presume to have done that, but thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate it. But again, we go back to what are you taking in? What are you bringing into your life? What are you creating in your life? Who are you letting in indiscriminately? And I learned how dangerous that was at a very young age. I mean, I lived in the South Bronx. You hang out with the wrong guy, you're a bloodstain on the ground, and there have been a number of times where that's happened to me. So I learned the hard way, watch who you let in your life. I mean, it's great that people are sweet and they appear to be nice, and people say, you can be a little withholding. I'm not being withholding because I don't like you. What are you walking into my life with? What are you going to nourish me? Are you going to break down my sense of self and make me lose focus of what I know is true to myself? So this is the process. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, we have a new... Yes, would you like to come and introduce yourself?
Sure. How's it going?
Good.
Jordan.
Right. And you can say hello to the audience. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Jordan. I don't know
And
if I'm
Jordan,
really on
you
camera
can
here.
move behind me if
Sure.
for a moment. And Jordan, any observations or questions about life energy?
Well, we're talking about chi, life energy. I just stepped in, and I don't know if I have specific questions. I'm just enjoying the conversation right now. I'm listening to you guys and talking about body work, and I guess you guys have been doing body work together. So I'm just here to learn and share and listen. So
Your eyes are
excited.
very clear.
Been doing some teaching today, teaching some meditation classes.
Oh
so,
my! Wow.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
He literally got pulled off the street.
Yeah, this is my friend Jane over here. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
already
yes,
shown
Jane,
her
and
camera,
Chris,
so-
the audience has had the opportunity of...
Great.
Welcome.
Wonderful. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jordan. So, Hugh, since I love them so much, any other exercises about...
Oh, I have got exercises galore.
living-
but the
exercises to live from the gut,
The
yes.
one that we learned in the previous half hour would do wonders for you.
Now that was for digestion, right?
Oh no, there's a lot more than that. That is a gross label to it. I mean, consider when we talk about motion, when we talk about, see, I put together, not created, I put together a system that I call therapeutic movement and positional release. Now it's
Say that slowly for...
therapeutic movement
And
and positional release.
therapeutic movement, moving therapeutically, and then a
And-
particular
So
position.
we'll release certain memories, certain emotional toxins,
So if I'm
physical
clutching,
toxins,
if I'm stuck in my gut, there might be a position to take.
and the whole that whole cycle that we just did, all of those are great positions for you. In
Oh.
particular, the folding, because what it sounds like to me, right? See, this is
The really folding all the way down.
yeah. And if you can bring your feet closer together, that's even better.
Oh my!
Yeah, so now,
wow!
and just relax
Ouch.
into it. You don't want to be in pain. Come up to a place where you feel comfortable.
Oh.
Now hold that.
Yep.
Now this is very embryonic, don't you think?
Yes.
This is very earth.
Very.
This is where you connect with your essential self.
Oh my!
Very important.
Oh, so if I feel like I'm losing myself, just say, "Excuse me, guy."
And go and just
Yes.
take a nice squat. Now.
Nice talking
Now,
with you,
now
Jane,
bring
but I
the
need to
knees-
do
no,
this
no,
for a moment.
Bring the knees forward, bring the hips forward, and no, come on,
Okay.
stay down, stay
Yes.
down,
Stay
go
down.
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 No, with your knees,
Down with.
right, and now, boom. So you just went from stimulating and improving your kidneys to your gut.
Just
now,
by doing
now,
this?
Now, when you pull up with the chest,
Wow.
you feel that elimination? You just eliminated toxic emotions.
Very peaceful. Yes.
That's because you
So,
eliminate.
but let me see if I can
you
get
literally,
this.
you energetically throw up, negative emotions.
So all I did was
Negative-
move from
negative.
here. Is that true?
You move from your heart. Now you're going to lift at the heart.
Wow. So I'll have to get that down. And for all of us, I'm doing this not just for me, of course.
And I'm sure you in the audience can feel what he's doing.
So let's-
You guys can feel it, right?
Yes.
So mind you, doing it for yourself is great. Other people watching you will gain the same benefit.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to come on if you want to again.
Come on.
Don't feel obliged. And Q will lead us into eliminating
again.
negative energy. Yes.
So
I'm going to stand behind you.
So this exercise does more than just work with the large intestine. It also works with the earth element, your stomach meridian, your spleen meridian. It's great for and also your triple warmer or your triple burner, which
Would
are
you
the
explain to the
triple burner.
Triple burner.
Okay, I gotta go here. The triple burner in Chinese medicine are the three parts of your body. Okay, you've got your lower, your middle, and when you're not if you're not feeling warm, it's because one of those are out of balance. So you have to reactivate it. What can cause it to be out of balance? A bunch of things: emotional trauma, abuse, self-abuse, a poor view of yourself, poor family relations. The stars line up the wrong way, and your triple warmer is
Basically
going to go
everything.
south, right? I mean, and another thing is the Earth just changed its axis a little bit, and nobody's making a big deal about it. But think about how small we are in comparison to the Earth. So globally, I mean, universally, it's not a big move, but for us, it's humongous. So the fact that people are changing so rapidly, and some people are even dying prematurely for no reason at all, it's all a consequence of that one little move. Because now our magnetic field has to either evolve or collapse.
Right.
Make sense?
Has to harmonize
Yeah.
with the system.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, so let's begin. The feet together. If you're a lady, the feet should not be close together. The ends of the feet should be at your hip line. Otherwise, you pull at your knees, and it's just going to ruin your knees. All right, so let's begin. Once again, the image we're going to put our hands just below the belly button and warm up Dantian.
And explain to the audience the Dantian.
Dantian means cinnabar field. The ancient Taoists thought that cinnabar was an elixir, and they drank it and died, of course. But they found, they found a very beautiful mineral. So already you can feel that your mind has dropped into it. Your breathing has probably changed. And we're going to do a little sound work now as well. So we're going to say hun.
Hun.
And you're going to feel that rumble in the front of the body. Am I right? Okay. Now we're going to bring our hands to the back and put our hands where the kidneys are and those muscles that are attached to that area, and say hi.
Hi.
And you'll feel that the muscles where the kidneys are will jump. All right. Now there's a thing called microcosmic orbit. Most people do it wrong. They do it with just a visualization. There's actually sound work that goes with that. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we've got those two things going. We've just activated earth and water, and we're going to imagine that we are gathering a bunch of stars. And you're going to keep your hands fanned out. These are like two satellite dishes. So when you do this, you are literally gathering energy. Now Tesla confirmed that there is free energy in the universe, even if it has been covered up. All right, let's push our hips out. And you're going to wait for that for the spine and the lumbar region to open. It's going to happen pretty quick. And then bend at the knees, so we're going to rest our bodies on our thighs. And if you can go all the way, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Go to where you're comfortable. And we're going to lift, hips go back first, then the knees and the hips go out, so you've got a back bend, and then lift at the chest
Wow, with the heart, yes.
with the heart. And now we're going to ingest, wiggle the fingers so that the stomach meridian at the mouth and at the jawline are stimulated. The elbows are going to go up and the hands are going to go out. And we're going to go to the throat chakra with a pyramid. And you're going to wait till you start feeling something there, which should be pretty right away. You guys feeling something in that area?
Yes.
So it's real. You know, if you feel it, it's real. If you have a bad dream and it affects your day, guess what? It was real. All right, and open, dissolving the food, dissolving your experiences, the emotions, and then pull it in as if you're taking in a big hug, gathering love and compassion from the universe. Bring that right to the heart. And in our mind's eye, we're going to see pink, or we're going to see the heart glowing like a nightlight, or like the moon reflecting off a lake, which I love that image. Palms go down, right at the nipple line. That's where the stomach meridian is. And I say process, not digest. I want you to process what's happened. Process food, process emotions, process your view of the world. When you get to the waistline, stop. And you should actually be able to feel something moving at the waistline at this point. We're going to bring that around the daimai. And we're going to open the chest, pushing the shoulders back. Okay? And we're going to come off the heels and press down and behind us with the heels of the hands. And that eliminates energy, negative energy from the heart, and then relax. Take a second. Take a second. Feel what your body is doing. More importantly, feel what's going on at the skin level. There should have actually been you felt that, a little burst at the skin. So your Wei Qi, the defensive energy around your body, is going to push out. And you felt that.
Yes.
And if somebody's close enough to you, they will feel it too. I promise you. All right, one more round? Okay. Gathering the stars, sun and moon. And bring them down to your stomach line. And hips go back. Body goes on the thighs. If you can go all the way down, great. If not, only go to where it's a little uncomfortable. Relax your hands. It's as if you're about to pick up, let's say, a watermelon. All right, push the hips back. Push the knees forward and the hips come forward, back bend. Lift at the heart. And notice how that forces your diaphragm to separate from the lower part. And then relax, breathe out. And bring that nourishment to the mouth. And stimulate the stomach meridian. Elbows go up. And as soon as the elbow go up, feel how that energy changes.
Wow.
You suddenly become really, really light. Heart 1 is right underneath your armpit. So you're eliminating any negative energy that's come into the heart. Your mysterious pyramid at the throat chakra. This brings energy to the 3 points of that pyramid and allows it to enter at the throat chakra. And dissolving or eliminating anything that's stopping you from saying what you need to say. You kind of say it energetically. And gather love and compassion from the universe. Bring it to the heart. Either see the heart glowing or see it as a reflection of the moon on a lake on a summer's eve. You can hear the crickets going. You can smell the air. You can hear the grass blowing and knocking into each other. Palms go down and we process. And just feel that movement through the intestines. Go around the waist. And heels and hands go back. Put the head back. 1, look up. 2, 3, 4, 5. A little wiggle. Hips and shoulders are going left and right. And now then drop. So now we've taken what began as just a simple elimination and now are literally removing negative energy from
Wow.
ourselves. It's like taking off an old coat, right? And how do you feel?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Good. I
And
feel
only
like
to-
tingle on my.
You feel tingle. This is
Yeah.
very important. The tingling around your body tells you that not only did your insides get a workout, but now there's oxygen and energy getting to the fingers and the skin. Very important. Why? Because the skin is part of the large intestine process. It also eliminates,
My
and
body
it also
feels
takes
warmer.
it. And your body feels warmer, but
Yeah.
cool, mentholated, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah,
It feels kind of menthol-y.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
This is chi.
Great.
If you have any questions of Q, please, if you do.
Oh, who can talk after an exercise like that? Good
That was
luck.
great.
The mind goes blank, and this is important. It's at those times where the mind stops talking that anything is possible.
Mhm.
It is the fact that we continue to tell ourselves things aren't possible, that they're impossible. When you stop saying that to yourself and really believe it,
You just have to change the energy.
you have to change. But that's such a humongous thing. And one of those things is watch what you take in. Watch who you let into your life, what they bring into your life. Obviously, what food you eat, and and take a moment to bless your food. You don't have to say a whole prayer, but simply by issuing energy through your palms and saying thank you, you infuse your food or your water or your drink, with positive energy. So now you've added to the food that you're taking. Watch who prepares your food, because they're going to put their energy in that, right? And a big one is watch it. Try to transform anything negative the best you can. If somebody's aggressive with you, the wrong thing to do is add kindle to the fire. Something as simple as, Michael, you trust me. I'll deal with you. So something as simple as this: if Michael comes at me aggressively, no, just walk over like you're upset, and I simply do this. Can you see the confusion in his body? He's off balance.
We just had this when we ate at Mary Chan.
And if I do this, oh my God, it's overwhelming. Now I feel like I have to confront him. If I do this, I don't have to confront him, and his anger is going past me. And now he's confused. Thank you, Michael. So little things like that. If somebody's upset with you and you show compassion, usually they back off. If you show somebody that you're there to help them, they back off. And if they don't, then you got somebody that's got some serious issues, and it doesn't matter what you say or do to them, it's not going to add any more or less to the hell they're perpetuating every day. So it makes no sense to add, your anger onto that. You should be very happy knowing that they are perpetuating their own negative chi. And the reason they're like that is probably because they're kicking their own butts every day. So why, what's the point?
Yeah, it's
You
not
know.
your job.
Yeah, it's not your job, Now, if you have to defend yourself with another, sorry, but loosely speaking.
Well, there's chi martial arts for that.
Right, in Kung Fu or in Wushu, you hit with your eyes first. So a predator knows when you're a victim because that's what you're putting out. Right, so yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. You made it special.
Good to be here.
We have only 3.5.
3.5 minutes.
Thank you, Lloyd, for the show.
Well, can I grab one of them for the next 3 minutes, a
Sure.
minute apiece? Would you mind switching places?
Oh, so I'll be.
Yeah, you get to chill.
Okay.
All right, please.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us about your experience with what we just did? You've got less than 60 seconds.
Well, I definitely felt I felt the tingling in my hands, and I felt that cool, almost like cool on the inside and warm on the outside. Like we had brought that chi to the surface. I felt some toxins like in the solar plexus and stomach kind of go down and move down to the earth.
Listen to what he's saying. This is important.
And I felt a little block like near my clavicle, and my throat here kind of moved out and down the hand.
And that was probably right through here?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
your large
right-
intestine meridian right
here,
through there.
Down this finger.
Pericardium.
Okay. What else did I feel? There was sort of like warmth and tingling near my temples.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think back earlier. It all felt really good. I feel like I could really see the stars and that pink light in the heart.
And did you feel that it accentuated the experience?
The visualization?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very visual, so I think that it definitely works for me.
This is America. We're all visual, right?
Yeah.
Signs everywhere.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, thank you. I want to get the others
Well,
in to see.
yeah,
I thank you
absolutely.
for joining us. I
Thanks for
appreciate
leading.
it. Next person, please. Whatever happened to ladies first? I'm kidding. I'm just messing with you.
100
All right.
seconds to go.
So yeah,
Gotta make this quick and
for
dirty.
me it just felt the warmth definitely.
Sit up. Okay. Go ahead.
The warmth definitely was the most prominent part of it, and for me, I really like the moon and it's like I felt like I was at night with the moon, and I could hear it rustling, and that really helped me open up the heart.
Okay.
And that was probably the strongest. And then, once I finally did that, it was just like felt a little bit lighter, and my mind just kind of turned off. It was like I was at peace. It was,
Bye.
Very good. Thank you.
60 seconds.
It's all you.
So my experience, I'd say definitely felt much more clear and balanced afterwards, more grounded also. I was eating a lot of food out there, and I could feel myself moving it through so that I just felt lighter. You know, after you eat a lot of food, even if it's fruit, you feel like you can feel it in your stomach.
Yeah. Well, all your
Yeah.
blood goes to your stomach to digest.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like I had more access to energy that I was using to digest. And yeah, it was awesome. So,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, shall we say goodbye?
Yes.
Why don't you join us for our goodbye?
Sure.
Okay.
Any last words, Michael?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Jane. and
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks,
Chris.
guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Jordan, and so much. Thank you, Q.
And thank you for joining us.
And
one more
Lloyd,
time.
thank you for your show.
Okay, let's send out some good cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Gee, that's it. Wow.
Thanks so much.